Hello, world family. This is Jade from Jaden's Videos, and this is Sparky, and this is Nightmare House 2017. The Seas Haunt Build Day 10, which is really exciting. You got my Halloween music on right now, which is cool. And so, anyways, there has been a lot done today since Halloween is the day after tomorrow. That is so exciting to say that. In just an hour or so, where I live, Halloween is going to be tomorrow, which is really exciting. A little stressed out since there's still quite a bit to do, but things are coming along pretty well. This wall, this dividing wall in the center here has been put up, which is great. There's also these little diagrams. You're going to see them all over the ground. Don't pay attention to them. That's just to show how many adapters are going to be needed in each section. So there's this dividing wall finally. This one's detached because this is for employees to go from one scene to the other, but guests won't go through that, so don't worry about that. Nothing else in the schoolhouse. There's stuff here. This right here, finally I've started bringing out animatronics. Not very many, because I don't like to bring out my animatronics until Halloween Day, so there's not very many yet. I just brought out this one and a special one, which you guys will see in just a moment. But I brought out this zombie here. Right behind the Danger Beware of Zombies sign. And then all of this the same as in Doomsday. I actually made something for Doomsday. And this is for the tree of the knowledge of good and evil. And if you're a Christian, then you know what this is. This is for, this is in the Bible, in Genesis. It's supposed to be, well, it is, not supposed to be, it is, because I'm a Christian, so I believe that this is the truth. This is what started sin and death and dying and all of that. The devil went into the form of a serpent, went around a tree that God said to Adam and Eve, do not eat from the fruit of this tree. You can eat of any of the fruit except for this one, the knowledge of good and evil. And because God only knew about good and evil at that time.
You're not afraid of the dark, are you?
I had to be quiet for that part. But anyways, this tree is, it had an apple on it. Adam and Eve, the serpent said, did God actually tell you not to eat from this tree? Like trying to deceive them. And so they ate from the tree. And then their eyes were opened, and sin entered the world, death entered the world, and all of that. Of course, some of you may believe that, some of you may not. I believe it, but if you believe it or not, even if you don't believe it, it's still a cool thing to add in a haunted house in an end-of-the-world scene that has a lot of biblical end-of-the-world references, such as demons and Satan and all of that. So I made this tree, pretty much since this is supposed to be the end of the world, and the world ends because of sin. It's pretty much taking you back to the roots, of sin and why the world is ending. So I think it's actually an extremely cool idea. So this is a tree that I had, and then a fake tree. I took this serpent, I wrapped it around it, and it looks very creepy, slithering around the tree. And this is a real apple. I carved a skull into it, which you can't tell because it's kind of rotted now. It's been out here just for today, and it's already really rotted, so hopefully by Halloween Day, it'll be more rotted, which is going to be great, and it's going to look really cool. The snake slithering around the apple, because in a lot of depictions of the story, no one really knows for sure which fruit that Adam and Eve ate from, but in a lot of depictions of the story, it's an apple, so I just used an apple. And I, of course, used a real apple, because that's just gives more of an effect. And I think it looks really cool for the end of that scene. It's really cool because, I don't know, it's just a really cool idea, and for the end of the world scene, it's just really, really neat. I also added this red fire and ice light on the roof here, and it's going to shine down on the entire scene and look like fire, which is going to be really cool. These have been put up because these are going to be doorways to each different scene, so that's why these are here. It's because the door's going to go here. It's actually really high up. And then here's the boathouse. Nothing new. I don't think... Yeah, there's nothing new in the boathouse. There's another one here, and it's bamboo, which is great because The haunt's pirate themed this year, so bamboo's perfect. That's been moved, that thing right there. Uh-oh, a wall came down. That's not good. That is not good at all. A wall came down. There was a wall right there, and I was about to show that to you guys, but it came down. Anyways, this torch light has been put up. This hanging torch light, that's been put up there. I put a plant over here. None of these lights are plugged in yet. That's going to be done tomorrow. Right here, this torch light's right there. I moved that guy over there. And this is the big thing that I'm really excited to show you guys. Executioner! For those of you who know, Executioner is my favorite Halloween prop of all time. And I don't own him. Haunt Former, I went over to Haunt Former's house today. His haunt is really cool so far as well. Well, not his house, but his grandparents' house. But he let me borrow Executioner for Halloween. There's a thing that's a secret right now, and I don't really want to tell very many people. But yeah, so I'm not going to tell it. But he let me borrow Executioner for Halloween, and I'm really happy because Executioner is my favorite prop of all time, and I haven't seen him since 2009. So just having him in my haunt, even if I don't own him, is absolutely amazing. Mac didn't need him for his haunt this year since his haunt is an abandoned theme park. He wouldn't really work in that. And my haunt is a pirate theme, and executioners were around in the times of pirates because they killed pirates, they hung them at the gallows, they chopped off their heads at the stockades, used the guillotine, all of that. They killed pirates for their piracy. So there is like no better year to have Executioner in my haunt than this year. So I'm so glad that Mac let me borrow him. So thank you, Mac. I am about to show all of his phrases to you guys because he is plugged in and he's really cool. That wall's drooping, but it's going to be fixed soon. So he's in Pirate Town, which I think looks really cool. That might go there, I'm not sure though. But he's so cool at the end of this scene. I love him so much.
Let's cut to the chase.
He works perfectly, except he is missing his axe. So I'm going to need to get one from like Party City or something and put it in there. So again, thank you, Mac, for letting me, or Haunt Former, for letting me borrow Executioner.
You know what they say, the first cut is the deepest.
Oh, this is a demented version of Fireflies, but I'm going to change it just because it's not scary enough for the haunt video. This one's scary enough.
Who is this irresistible creature who has an insatiable love for the dead? Some of you will find me on the cutting edge. Let's cut to the chase.
I just took a screenshot, a picture for the thumbnail.
Of life.
Go back up and take a better one.
You know what they say, the first cut is the deepest.
So I think that was all of his phrases, but he's really cool, and I'm very glad to have him in the haunt this year because he's my favorite prop of all time, and he fits the theme perfectly. And there's more stuff done in this scene, which is Rabid Zoo, of course. Quite a bit more done in this scene. So you've got Mr. Lion there. Actual bamboo sticks have been added in, which is great. This is the dinosaur enclosure for the hatching dinosaur egg. And so you got bamboo for the fence, which is really cool. You got the little fence here. And then there's bones on the ground, which is really awesome. And actual bamboo in there, which is great because I have bamboo trees in my backyard. And so we also have over here this plant. I have this spider climbing up the pole here, which is going to be higher up, and that string is not going to be as visible, but he's just like that for now. This actual like huge bamboo stick, which is about 6 feet tall, is in here, and it looks really, really cool. And in the background there, I know you can't really see it that good, but there's the hanging latex vampire bat. There's the wall I think I showed yesterday. werewolf pose and say skeleton. And then you've got body parts in there. Limb Ripper's going to go right there, so it's going to be like Limb Ripper tore this guy apart. So you can see the guy, the torso man I made years ago in there. You got liver props. There's severed ears everywhere, cut off fingers, eyeballs, a hand, a heart, actually 2 hearts. Yeah, 2 hearts. And then there's also an animal skull right there. I know you can't really see it through the fence, but there's an animal skull. And then there's the green fire and ice light right here. I'm not going to show you any of the lights in action tonight. Well, that one, besides that one. I'm going to show most of those tomorrow. Whoa, that just turned off. There's a ghost in here. There's a ghost here. There is a ghost here. That is going to... I'm going to show those tomorrow when the lights get set up. And so, right here is the ghost ship, which looks so much cooler than it did before. And also, there's going to be a blue spotlight behind it, which gives it a ghostly glow. You can see the spotlight things right there, just the spotlight itself isn't there yet. But here's the back of the ghost ship, just in case you want to see it. And so this is the ghost ship. It looks really cool. I know it's kind of small. It's about 6 feet tall. But it's supposed to look like it's off in the distance. It's not supposed to look like you're right up next to it. It's supposed to look off in the distance. And in person, it really does give that effect, which is really cool. And so it's got that ghostly blue look to it, and then the flags look awesome. Right here, and some blue on there. This looks really cool. My mom did this, and it looks really, really cool. Right here is an employee... an employee door, and this leads to behind the scenes pretty much. So all the shed and everything like that, this is behind the whole entire haunt. So you've got the shed, you've got all sorts of different behind the scenes type stuff here, just in case you guys wanted to see that. There's a teepee over there, which I'm going to get to soon. There's so much to show today, so this one's going to be pretty long. Finally, one doorway is put up, and then here's Davy Jones' locker, which has nothing done, except for these are put where in the right scene. So that's good. Here's the Haunted Mansion, which is still empty, because usually nothing gets done in the nothing gets done until in the Haunted Mansion besides scene setters until Halloween day. And I need to fix these over here. Ugh, I'm mad. I need to fix these because they fell down, and so they need to be fixed so I can show them on the video, but I don't want to stop the video because I don't want to do a whole bunch of editing tonight. But anyways, this stuff looks really cool. This is probably one of the coolest things that's been done today. It's the Deep, and it looks amazing. So I'm going to show that to you. And some of the seaweed fell off, which kind of sucks, because now I gotta pick up the seaweed. I gotta find the seaweed first. There's some seaweed. There's some. I don't know where it all went. But there was seaweed all on this, but there's not anymore. There's some still. But anyways, here it is. Here is the underwater shipwreck, which looks so much cooler with the seaweed on it, but there is no seaweed, which makes me mad. In case you're wondering, how is this a ship? Because my grandma was like, what is that? And the way that it's a ship... hold on. The way that it's a ship, you gotta look at it the right way. You gotta see the context of it first. So it's sinking into the bottom of the ocean. That's what it's doing. So it's like this. Look at it, kind of tilt a little bit. There's the ship. It's not a pirate ship, so you can't really... it's kind of hard to tell if you guys are thinking it's a pirate ship. It's just a normal ship. There's the little captain's cabin area right there. And then this is the front of the ship. So it's sideways because it looks like it's sinking into the ground, and I think it looks really cool. And maybe now that you know the context of it, maybe you can make out it sinking into the ground a little bit more. It's enormous. Way bigger than I thought it would be, actually. It's really cool. I also got a shark inflatable in the mail today, and I'm going to put some blood on that tomorrow and put it in the scene, which is going to look cool. This is coral, which I think turned out really good. It's made with great stuff, and it's spray painted. There's sticks, and then there's some foam pieces right there, and they're stuck into the ground, and it looks really, really cool. This is probably the best one because this one's thicker, They look really, really cool with all the different colors mixed in. This whale is really cool. It's a shadow of a whale on the back here, on the back of this scene, to look like there's a whale swimming in the distance, and it looks quite creepy for people who are afraid of the ocean and sea creatures lurking in the ocean. Now this I need to show. If I can stand it up and keep it up. Oh goodness, it's fallen over. But anyways, this is Evil Mermaid. So this right here, here's the top of her. Okay, she's got a skull right there, and she looks really creepy like that. I might have her like that in the haunt. You can see her long stringy hair, and then here's her fins, which glisten. So here's her mermaid body, her tail, and all the scales on it, which is really cool. There's the back of the shipwreck. The seaweed, of course. Like I said, it looks so much better with the seaweed on, and I'm going to have to pick that up in a minute because I kicked it down because I'm dumb. What is in here? Oh yeah, corn stalks have now been secured. Instead of just sitting there, they are now secured to the walls, so it looks really cool. And then down here, an island of the headhunters. That fell. That was put there. And this is the biggest, oh yeah, that was there last night. I'm sorry, I forgot. This is the biggest thing that happened at Island of the Headhunters. A teepee, not really a teepee. It was originally going to be a teepee, but then it just turned into the thing that they hang bodies on over the fire. So this looks really, really cool, I think. It looks awesome. And then it's got a little fire pit down there, which is going to be lit up. And I'm going to have a body hanging from that because I'm going to my storage unit tomorrow to get even more props out. And then those will all be put in the haunt. Here's the witch hut finally up. Looks better than last year. Last year it didn't have a roof, and even though this roof is kind of makeshift, it's still better than not having a roof. Last year it looked even worse without a roof. So, of course, this has been used since 2015, so if you guys been watching my channel since then, or if you even started watching it last year, you've probably seen the witch hut. And it's no different this year. A very big piece, probably my widest piece that I have. I have taller ones, much taller ones, absolutely. I have the volcano, I have the lighthouse being made currently, and all of those. Those are much wider pieces. I mean, much taller pieces, but this is probably my widest piece, and it's probably about 8 feet tall. Maybe not, maybe it's like 7 feet. Yeah, I think it's like 7 feet tall, but it's still very cool. And so, witch hut, there you go. Here's the porch started on it. Like I said, don't mind these papers. That's just diagrams and stuff of what needs to be put in here for outlets. Here's the porch, which looks very cool, and it's not finished yet. There still needs to be more porch. The roof, gotta hurry up because I only have 5 minutes left of recording space. Nothing in the lighthouse, nothing new. Back here, more stuff in the shipwreck. There's been creepy cloth put on it, and there's that flag that I've been using since 2015. Very great. And finally, the helm of the ship being steered by our lovely, horrible guy right here, our skeleton buccaneer. And he is steering the ship finally, instead of just having his arms out. He's finally steering the ship, which is very cool. I'm not going to be able to do the effect with the reindeer motor like I wanted to. There's just not enough time for that. But I really wanted to do that, but that's not going to happen, but it still looks cool anyways. There's a strobe light right there that's going to be plugged in, so it's going to look like lightning, and then I'm going to have the thunderbolt projection in the background. It's going to be a really cool theme, and it's not finished yet. There still needs to be a little bit more done with it, but overall, this is the only actual prop that's going to be put in this. Of course, there's a lot of homemade scenery objects, but this is the only prop that's going to be put in this scene, but that's all it needs. It's probably one of the smallest scenes. It is rather small, but that's all it needs, because it's for the grand finale. It's just a cool grand finale because it's not scary. It's more of just guests walk past it as the grand finale. Like, they turn the corner, guests walk past this, and they see it for the grand finale because they got to get really up close to it. So they just walk, while they're walking past it, it just makes for a good grand finale because they're like, oh wow, look at how cool that is. It looks like a storm, and it's going to be cool. I'm also going to have a fan in the back there to make it look like it's windy, and I'm going to have a speaker back there too for playing wind sounds. So this is going to be a very detailed scene, that's for sure. And I'm really excited for that because I feel like that's going to turn out really well. And anyways, unfortunately, I have to end this haunt build video right now. I'm going to end it off with Executioner. Got to make my way back over to him. Of course, I'm very glad that there's employee entrances and employee doors, because without those, I'd have to go through the whole haunt. But with employee doors, I only have to go a few feet, because I can just cut across the whole thing. Look at that. I'm already back at Executioner. So I'm going to end the video off with Executioner. I hope you all enjoyed. This has been longer than I intended it to be. I only wanted it to be about 10 minutes or 12. But there was a lot of things to show today, and I'm sure there will be even more to show tomorrow. So I'll definitely show that to all of you soon. I hope you enjoyed this Nightmare House 2017 haunt build video. Only one day until Halloween, guys. I'm really excited, also kind of stressed out at the same time because there's a lot of stuff still to do. But other than that, I feel like everything's going to go according to plan, and the haunt's going to be great this year, hopefully even better than last year. I hope you all enjoyed. Keep howling at the moon, my werewolves. Please comment, rate, and subscribe.
You're next.